Why, hello, students. It is the morning after Hawkeye. I am Mrs. Donahue, and this is a very brief breakfast with Mrs. Donahue. I'll get them out soon for a lunch. We have to talk Hawkeye, and we have to talk Hawkeye right now. So I had the video last time about discussing the coolness of potential Laura Bartons, and we're still excited. I still think that could be really fun. However, they went and did the thing. Spoilers. Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin showed up, which I know people had rumored, but frankly, people had rumored a lot of stuff that didn't happen in WandaVision or didn't happen in Falcon and the Winter Soldier and didn't happen in Loki. I mean, the only thing in Loki is we all thought Kang the Conqueror was coming, then he came, and that was great. We weren't wrong. But in general, we have guessed poorly with the TV shows, as a whole, as a collective, especially Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We all thought for sure Wolverine was coming. We all thought for sure Thunderbolts were coming, and they just didn't. So the fact that people had started talking about Kingpin was I mean, we've talked a lot about stuff like that. The rumors of, Charlie Cox's arm being the arm of the lawyer in the new Spider-Man movie, scintillated me. It scintillated everybody. But everyone said it was false. And I don't know if you're familiar with the background of it, because some of you are more casually into this than the people who are wearing Marvel masks and Baby Yoda shirts on Disney Day at school. But in the not so long ago, Marvel and Netflix had an agreement to make Netflix-based Marvel shows that were intended to connect with the larger universe. And those shows were Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Punisher, who collectively make up the Defenders, and there was a Defenders show. And the idea was very, I think, based in good storytelling. You need smaller level threats, and then you need progressively larger level threats until you have a crossover, which is exactly how the comic books had always worked. The comic books always worked in, these are my local problems, these are now slightly regional problems, and then we need everybody, call in the team. It is kind of how they successfully got through the last few phases, right? We had smaller level threats that built and built. So having the Defenders was really cool. For my money, Luke Cage Season 1 is one of the single best seasons of television ever made, full stop, end of discussion. But collectively, Daredevil had the best stuff. Best storytelling, best cast of characters, best side plots, best casting. Charlie Cox's Daredevil slays. Foggy Nelson, perfectly cast. Even Karen, really good. Kingpin. Oh God, we all lost our minds over how good his Kingpin was. And it was the great tragedy that we didn't get more of Daredevil and Kingpin, head to head. It was the great tragedy of those shows getting canceled. And they got canceled because of the Disney Plus stuff. So Netflix existed in a time before Disney Plus, and then those shows got canceled, and then they announced Disney Plus, and there was a lot of, I guess, ownership issues. I don't know. They got divorced. Who got custody of the kids? It just seemed like maybe we didn't have a full idea of where these shows would go, and we were mourning the loss of really good characters. And you set up Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. You had Rosario Dawson as the night nurse, sort of. She was totally the night nurse. I really liked her. It was a weird choice. I wouldn't have put it in there if I was on the writing team, but I liked that it was there. You do have Mahershala Ali, both in Luke Cage as a villain and now in Blade. I didn't get to see the Eternals because children and scheduling, and the November-December block is a rough time for parents because it's you're hustling for a lot of family-based holidays. So anyway, I didn't see Eternals, but I heard tell that Eternals basically confirmed Blade. Nice job. Good. Excellent. I guess we're just going to ignore the fact that he played another character in Luke Cage because now we've retconned Defenders. Those Marvel shows on Netflix were really, really good, with the exception of Iron Fist. Iron Fist was horrifically casted, with really the problem being the central actor who was playing Danny. he was just bad. There's not another way to say it. He was bad at being the Iron Fist. Like, he was not charismatic, compelling, or tragic. So it was really hard to get through that show. And he was sort of the glue that started holding the Defenders together, especially because, if you're going to have the plot lines you had that you were dealing with, you needed a good Iron Fist, and he just wasn't there. But I mean, Punisher, amazing. And when they announced Moon Knight, I did start losing my mind over, well, they have to bring Punisher in. They have to bring Punisher in. I mean, he and Moon Knight are like a classic little duo. There's no way you bring Moon Knight and you don't bring back Punisher. And now I feel really, really confident that they're going to do that. And that could be extremely fun. Like, I would really love to see those two actors square up. I think that would be compelling television. Compelling movie, too. I mean, if you want to go there, Kevin, please, my lord. But Hawkeye has now brought Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin back, and this opens up a world of trouble for us in a fantastic way. You have reestablished Hell's Kitchen. You have reestablished whatever the heck went on in Defenders with the big underground dragon, which, we should all be so lucky as to have a big underground dragon. I'm hoping that they triage the heck out of Iron Fist. Like, please, fix it. We don't necessarily need to suffer through having that survive, but you should definitely bring back Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Punisher exactly as they were. They were done really well, and there was no glaring problems in what they established in their own universes, things you could very easily carry over now. You have the fun Yelena Belova and Kate Bishop partnership, and I think it's very clearly going to go Clint Barton and Natasha Romanoff Part 2, which will be really fun. But I like very much that you could also be adding in like a Jessica Jones dynamic to that. You could be adding in the whole Vanessa element of Kingpin. Like, Kingpin's family dynamic is really cool, and you could play a lot with that, because ultimately, like, how different are he and Eleanor Bishop? And I think that's what they've hinted at. Like, it was a very, very tiny, very minuscule hint, but nonetheless it was there. It's like they're both people trying to protect their families and just willing to kind of trade and play dirty to do that. As I have my little Ronan there, I forgot that I had Ronan, and then it occurred to me that he was in the background all the time. I have no idea where they're going to end the Hawkeye series, except that they probably at this point, I would say, are going to reveal that Laura Barton's Mockingbird, and probably just officially pretend Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. never happened. Because I don't think they're going out of their way to retcon Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It just seems really unlikely. I'm running out of time because the bell. But the Netflix series are coming back. I would really hope that they give Netflix whatever pound of flesh Netflix wants to take the shows and host them on Disney+. I doubt that will work out well, because obviously I think there was some bitterness between the two of them. But here's hoping. Very, very happy with this, to the point where I don't even care about what else happens with the rest of Hawkeye. Like, of course, I want them to be successful and everyone to turn out great, and I want Kate Bishop to be part of the Barton family Christmas, and I want Lucky the dog to have a tremendous time on the Barton farm. But, like, I'm just sitting here thinking about Defenders. All right. Cheers, team.